Justin Timberlake has just reached a major milestone. November 5th, 2022, marks 2 decades since the singer dropped his debut album, Justified, which has since gone triple platinum in the States. Justin worked on the album while NSYNC was on a break, and it launched him even further into musical stardom, with hit songs like Cry Me a River and Rock Your Body. Justified dropped months after Justin split from then-girlfriend Britney Spears, who seemingly served as inspiration for some of the tracks. Access Hollywood spoke to Justin ahead of the album's release, and to mark 20 years since Justified, we're taking a look back at that conversation.
I did it truly for my own artistic value. I did it because I've always wanted to do it. I did it because I wanted to show the world what inspired me, where I grew up, Memphis, blues, blues, rock, R&B, gospel. I don't know, just something was telling me to do it. I just felt like the timing was right.
You did it in 6 weeks. I mean, were you just blown away? Did it just happen?
I was. I was incredibly happy that the writing just came out that naturally and that it went that fast. I mean, there were a couple of weeks where we just did like a song a day. I ended up with twice as much material as I could use in 6 weeks.
Do you have specific goals for the album? I mean, like, in your head, I want to sell over 500,000 in the first week. I want to knock Eminem off the top.
I don't have any expectations for this because I really do. This is a new experience for me. I mean, you hope it does well. I hope it does well. I'm not going to sit here and say, I don't care if it doesn't crack the top 10.
I'm happy. I've satisfied my artistic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you release an album and do this much promotion because you don't want it to do good. I do feel that the fact that it made it to the stores and it's something that I'm completely proud of is a huge accomplishment. Whatever it does is whatever it's going to do. I can honestly say, I think my goal is, as far as sales go, that 3 months from now, people are still buying the record and still loving it. So.
Right. Do you ever get the feeling like your entire future is riding on this album, or your musical future, because it's so big?
Is it? I don't know.
It's you alone. It's you. I mean, it's just every. You got no one else.
I don't get the feeling that the rest of my future is riding on it, but it is a big, big step. It's a big step. I mean, I believe in the statement that you do only get one chance to do your first.
Right, first impressions.
Yeah, solo album. So I think for me, just the priority was to make sure that it was something that was completely honest for me musically.
Collaborations are everywhere, but you chose to really do it yourself. You didn't grab a huge hip-hop name. You didn't grab a Jay-Z and join on a track. You didn't grab some solid people, and one total unknown.
Right.
Vanessa Marquez, right?
Right. Well, the first single with the clips, it just made perfect sense to me because the song was so new. It sounded so new from anything anybody had ever heard me do. So I kind of felt like, well, I am a new artist, so why not get somebody who is a new artist as well to do this with me? Like you said, I could have gone to this huge...
Insulate yourself, sort of protect yourself a little bit.
Right. But to me, that's not what music is about. That's not what it's about, and I love what they put down on the record, and it was just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
At that point. The song with Bubba Sparks.
Yeah.
He was in the studio next door, and we were just, we just.
He was just humming along, right? He started kicking out some lines, and you went.
Yeah.
You're in.
We just, he walked in, and he was like, he just loved the beat.
You have said this album encompasses, the most personal writing experience you've ever been through, like therapy, right?
Well, I think obviously there's a lot of the record that are things that never even have happened to me. There's a lot of the record that is like that, but obviously when you write and you're alone, this was a new experience, and that's why it was personal, because I was alone and I was doing it, and I was like, what do I want people to know about me? How do I want people to hear me? And so that's why it was personal. I think a lot of people took that term and applied it to things that, literal terms, things that were actually said in the lyrics. And that wasn't exactly the case. You know, I just felt like it was the most personal writing experience because I kind of had to sit and reinvent everything that people had heard me do.
Right.
So that was the main task at hand.
And everybody, I mean, you said, you know, obviously people immediately take these songs and they're listening to them and they're thinking, break up with Britney Spears. Let's find out what these.
Right.
And you said, it's all in the music. Go ahead and connect the dots.
I said, what I meant by the things that I said was, everybody is going to get their own interpretation from the things that I've put on this record. So I'm not even going to try to justify, good word, anything that I put on there. I mean, I think as a writer, you know, and I think you'll find this with screenwriters too. You know, if you're going to go there in the song.
Yeah.
And there were songs that I wrote about all different subjects, but I feel like I went there as far as I would go. So
let me ask you, do you mind if I break down the lyrics? I mean, I listened so hard to the album. Can you entertain me?
As long as you don't sing them.
You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. It sounds to me like she was unfaithful, and
well,
you found out from.
I find it funny that anybody in the world except me, and with the exception of Eminem, I find it funny that anybody, you know, I mean, go back and listen to half of Destiny's Child's biggest songs. They were kiss-off records, you know, and I find it funny because of the fascination of my personal life and our personal life, Brittany and myself, our relationship, that people take this and apply it to that. And I think I kind of became like this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in the studio and realized that people were going to do that. So I obviously manipulated some of the lyrics because...
So you're playing a cat and mouse game with people a little bit.
Why not?
That's okay, why not?
Why not? You know, I mean, obviously I'm not going to sit here and give away my personal business, but it's kind of fun playing with all you people.
Right. So did you find out from him? So is that an example of you making it up? I mean, is that just, you know, an emotion that a lot of people have gone through, but not necessarily your situation?
I think when you write a song like that, you know, obviously when you look at the song title, Cry Me a River, you realize that's obviously going to be a kiss-off record. I think that when I was in the studio, when I wrote, I said, you know, what would I do in this particular situation? How would I feel? And that's the approach I take at all songwriting. I mean, when I wrote Gone, it wasn't about anything. You know, for instance,
right.
It was just about how I would feel. You know, if that loved one was to just walk out the door.
What about this photo? There's a photo now with Britney wearing "Dump Him," like that T-shirt. Everyone reads right into that immediately.
Well, I think she.
You read into that? Do you see that and say, "Well, we haven't spoken in a couple of weeks"?
No. I don't read into anything. You know, I mean, my relationship with her is my relationship with her, and it's not. For me, it's not for anybody else's interpretation right here. You know, it's just for my own interpretation.
Do you put closure on everything, or is it? Do you leave open in the future? Perhaps.
That's so tough to say. That's so tough to say. I do love her. She's always been a special part of my life. I think right now in my life, everything's so busy, it's kind of been hard for me to even think about stuff like that, and that's why I choose not to talk about it, because I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Right.
I've been doing so much, and that's why I made a joke about the statement that the album is my girlfriend, because that's all I've really been doing this summer. And that's why I find it funny that there's been this big emphasis on me with this person and this person and this person and this person every other week. And the constant theme in my life, especially this summer, has been, you know, my relationship with this music and inventing something new. And that's really been the only thing I've been attached to.
Has it worked? I mean, you said the album's about heartbreak, or the whole, in the beginning, it starts with a broken heart.
Yeah, there's songs about heartbreak, there's songs about love in its simplest form, falling in love. You know, there's songs about, you know, being in a club environment. There's, you know,
Yeah.
I think there's, I would say that the main theme of the album is it's a very romantic album, you know?
When was the point in the album where you said, because there's some great party tracks on there, there's some get down stuff too, it's not just Cry Me a River, you know, I'm still thinking about all these things.
I even think that one, the beat on that one is just so, see the thing that inspired the writing was what the Neptunes and Timberlake came to me with.
Right.
Because the tracks came
so you listen
me,
to them and then you sit down listening to them.
The tracks came to me and I say, how does this make me feel? And that's where the song gets started.
So it must have been cool. I mean, 6 weeks is just going. You're sitting there page after page after.
You know, when
Daddy, go!
I'm watching Timberlake in the studio and he's putting this beat together. It's a boom dum 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 boom dum dum boom dum dum.
You can do it yourself.
No, but I'm saying, like, when you hear that beat, I don't think you obviously think of roses and daisies.
No.
You know, you start to get like this.
My heart is broken.
You start to get this angst. You start to get this angst. And I just took it as far as I think I would take it.
Yeah.
And that's it.